Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back inside the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center here on the Durham Lords Network. Joey Chapman and John Lodge with you on a very exciting night here inside the Durham Lords Gym. It is Bell Let's Talk night here as the Lords take on the Lancers, as Durham College doing its part to end the stigma around mental health. I want to give a quick shout out before we jump into this, John, to Malika Lord for singing the anthem. She killed it out there on the mic. Best anthem we've heard in this gym all season long. Looking forward to hearing that again before game 2. But on to pressing matters, Mr. John Lodge, as he joins me here. The Lords versus the Lancers, a very good matchup. It's been a long time since we've seen a basketball game here at home, John. If you're the Lords and you look at this Lancers lineup, who are the players you're circling going into this matchup?
Well, first and foremost, Joey, I'd like to say thank you for welcoming me in on this broadcast, and it's great to be back and calling a basketball game. We were back last night with the Lords men's and women's volleyball, and the only basketball game we get this week, so it's going to be great. But keying in on the players on the Lancers, it's got to be Thompson. She's averaging 22 points a game and 8.3 assists and almost 2 blocks as well. Last time in, she put up 27 on the Lords. Also, number 2 and 3 scorers, Mason and Wiggins, both put up 19 last game against the Lords. Got to key in on these 3. You want to win tonight. And for the Lords, I think we got to activate Arthur Worthy more. She's got a high field goal percentage, and when she's key in this game, it opens up the outside shot.
Arthur Worthy does such a good job underneath the basket for this Lords team. Certainly going to be something to watch. As we are underway here, just 20 seconds into this game, we will certainly keep an eye on Jenny Thompson as she tries to replicate her 27 she put up in that previous meeting between the Lords and the Lancers. We'll have more on that game as this night continues.
Jenny Thompson, number 5, for those of you watching live with us.
And that is a deep 3 ball there, I believe, made by the Lancers.
It's a 2, actually, Joe.
Oh, it was a long 2 from Christine Brandt, who opens up the scoring here. Good to be back in the saddle as I get the first points of the game wrong.
That's a hard one to see.
This is Dakota Kirby, and Dakota Kirby answers right back, and that one's a 3. And Dakota Kirby hitting it from way beyond the arc there, getting the Lords on the board.
Kirby, one of the Lords' big 3, second in scoring, averaging 13.5 a game, just behind Maddie Dender, who puts up an average of 16 a game. A great block there, just goes out of bounds. Getting her hand on that was Dakota Kirby. That pass was sent by Brittany Mason, and just a good job there by the Lords on defense to get this ball out of bounds. As it's going to be a throw in here for Loyalist. A long throw up there to Brandt. Kicked out. It's Encheria, and that ball just hits the rim and goes wide. Rebounded there by the Lancers, and that is made by Katie Wiggins, the 5'7" Belleville, Ontario native, getting in the action here early. Trying to answer is Kirby. She kicks it out, and this is Glenn Denning with it now. Back to Arthur Worthy at the top of the 3-point line. This is Maddie Dender handling the ball for the first time. She tries to throw a pass quickly in there to Dakota Kirby, but just a little too much heat on that fastball. And first thing I noticed, Joey, Dender has made a change since our last game called.
No blue shoes for Maddie Dender. I can't believe it took me a minute, almost 2 minutes to realize. That's why we're a 2-man booth here, John. And a wide open 3 attempt here, and made. Emily Glendenning stepping up and getting involved in the action here as the Lords lead 6-4 on 2 baskets, 2 threes.
Glendenning also key for the Lords, averaging 10 a game. She doesn't shoot that great from beyond the arc, but that's a nice one there. Only 26%. Mason, so it'll be key if she can shoot a high percentage from beyond.
Yep, sorry, John Mason with a nice play there to drive the basket and tie this game up at 6. Dender with a quick shot. That's a go. Didn't really set her feet there, but that's not a problem for Maddie Dender. She's so good at getting that ball in and out of her hands quickly. Unfortunately there, that one just rimmed out. Here is Jenny Thompson, the leading scorer for the Lancers.
That didn't even look like she tried.
And just a pretty arc, nothing but net, and just like that, number 5's on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to cover her tonight if the Lords are going to have any chance at splitting the season series. Arthur Worthy blocked underneath the basket. That was a nice play by Katie Wiggins. Jenny Thompson's Belleville townmate. Sure, let's go townmate. I'm sure I'm saying the wrong word there, but fellow citizen of Belleville. The few.
Both fifth-year players and big leaders on this Loyalist team. Number 1 and number 3 in scoring.
For sure, John. You have to imagine those two are fairly close, and they've done such a good job with this Lancers team. As a deep 3 there from Dakota Kirby just clanks off the rim. And another good rebound from the Lancers, something they've done well here early. A nice kind of Euro step there.
That was a nice hesitation move, eh?
And Tria, the Ottawa, Ontario native. And a nice rebound there by Glendenning to put away the Maddie Dender miss.
Yeah, cleaning up the mess underneath the net there. Good job by Glendenning, getting that easy 2.
Back up the other way come the Lancers. This is Thompson now has it. Dender's guarding her. We'll keep an eye on that matchup all night long. Arthur Worthy on Wiggins here. Wiggins kicks it out to Thompson. Thompson with a weird release, but gets it to go. That didn't look like it had a chance as Maddie Thompson shot put that ball in from the three-point line.
That's what her shot looked like from the first one, and that's why I thought it was a nothing attempt at the net.
Dender tries to answer, and she can't do it as that ball clanks off the front part of the rim. Maddie Dender, the only Lord not with the range here early from beyond the arc.
Add that to the books of weird shot deliveries.
Oh, Miss Thompson?
Yeah, Miss Thompson,
yeah,
definitely.
for sure. We saw, who did we see before the break? It's been so long, but we'll have to go back and look at it.
I believe it was on George Brown player.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. You're probably right, John. But certainly one of the weirder shooting shots we've seen all season long, shooting strokes, I should say, from Maddie Thompson, or Jenny Thompson. I've called her Maddie twice here. I apologize, Miss Thompson. As Dender gets the interception there and kisses that off the glass to go as Maddie Dender gets involved.
Good job ending that little run there by the Lancers. Dender picking up the ball.
Certainly not the type of release you'd expect from the leading scorer of this Loyalist team, but hey, sometimes it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to work. And she does a good job there, driving hard. Excuse me, that was Kristen Brandt driving hard and kicking it out. Brittany Mason unable to put it away. The Lords got the rebound and come back up, trailing by 2. It's Dender who opened the scoring with a 3. She kicks it down low to Caitlin Crookshank, who draws the first foul of the game. She will shoot 2.
What a good game. We're 22 points in, and we've got our first foul.
A high-scoring game, maybe not something I was suspecting here coming into this game, John. We mentioned that Loyalist and Durham game from earlier in the season, November 10th to be exact, a 76-59 drubbing of the Durham Lords on the Lancers' home court. Maddie Dender had just 6 points in that game. Emily Chamberlain was the only starter to hit double digits with 11. Emily Glendenning just 2 points. Victoria Brody came off the bench for 12, and she was the leading scorer in that game, but not to be outdone by Jenny Thompson, Katie Wiggins, Brittany Mason, who I think we decided before the game, John, accounted for 65 of the 76 points.
That's just ridiculous.
It doesn't make sense as Thompson tries to do it again.
That's 3 for 3.
And she does. Coming as advertised, Jenny Thompson, like you mentioned, John, perfect from beyond the arc early here and a big point.
She's got 9 of her team's 15 points.
I don't know why we're surprised at this point. We saw it on the stat sheet, but it's even more impressive in person here early.
That's a long 2.
That's a long 2. It was a good attempt to get open there from Glendenning. She just can't get that to go as the Lords have found a way to get good shots here, but so have the Lancers as both teams playing running gun here early, 6 minutes into this ball game on the Durham Lords Network. I was told today we should brand more.
John Lodge, Joey Chapman. I forgot your last name and I don't know why.
I don't know, buddy. We do this a long time.
I froze.
That's on you.
Yeah.
As a foul here called against the Lords, their first of the game. Didn't get a number. I was
going to call you Joey Thompson for some reason.
Thompson.
I think it's because I'm so
enamored with Jenny right now.
I'm just mesmerized by the fact that she can make that shot with that release, and I mean it just shows the amount of practice put in. Right? Doesn't matter what it looks like coming into your hands, as long as you've practiced it and it works for you.
It's as ugly as a Jim Furyk golf swing, but like Furyk, it works for her.
Like a Lonzo Ball.
Yeah,
shot?
It just doesn't make any sense if you talk to a shooting coach, but. If you go 3 for 3, keep doing it. As another 3 that made there by the Loyalist Lancers. That time it's Katie Wiggins, the first-year player getting involved. Excuse me, fifth-year player.
Nice save there by Brody.
As Chamberlain and Brody have come into this game as well as the ladies shooting the ball right now.
Oh, getting her own rebound.
Nice. That was a great play there. Now, it's number 10, and
we don't have a 10 in our program.
Now, I know who it is because I believe it's Raquel Clayton, but I'm not exactly sure. She was the player who came in for the Lords last game before the break. She played, or 2 games before the break, played a lot. I'm blanking on her name now, and unfortunately for us, it's not in our...
Brody for 3 and off glass, Joey.
Johnny, it's all you for a
shot.
second.
Oh my goodness. Beautiful shot there. Getting the Lords back within 2. Loyalist moving up court as Joey does a little bit of research for us here. Lords looking for a stop. Thompson has the ball. Looks around, gets it over to Wiggins. Wiggins for 3 and she drains it again. Wiggins and Thompson just lighting it up from distance. Brody moves it up the court here for the Lords. Gets it over to Arthurworthy, who then...
It's Kiera, Jocelyn Kiera, number 10.
Jocelyn Kiera, I do remember
I remember Kiera's... she's not even listed here on the game sheet. I know, if I had seen her name, I would have got it. As Kiera is checked into this game, and we'll have to talk with our game day staff here about keeping things up to date. And I'm back as Victoria Brody made that nice pass looking for Glendenning. Glendenning moved it quickly to Chamberlain, and Chamberlain off the bench misses again here as the Lords trail by 5, John. And it's been a very entertaining first quarter here for sure.
Chamberlain has lost her starting job to Arthurworthy. I noticed that at the beginning of the year, she was the starter, and now she is primarily coming off the bench.
You're definitely right there,
to give
John.
Arthurworthy a little bit of a breather. And I mean, that's just, she just hasn't been able to really get a rhythm this year. You know, she's averaged, there was a reason she was the starter. She had good track record, but maybe let's see her get it going here in the second half of the season.
Yeah, maybe a switch back for Coach LaFontaine, as Chamberlain's a year younger than Arthurworthy, who you would have to assume had that starting position before. And Arthurworthy has won it back with her strong play. You mentioned it off the top, John, the best shooting percentage on the team, Keisha Arthurworthy, the 4th-year player out of Oshawa, putting on a show most nights here at the CRWC.
Using her size to her advantage, you know, getting those rebounds.
Nice pass there from Thompson. That was pretty as she dropped that in like a Tom Brady flick pass.
It dribbled out, and good for the Lords.
Unfortunately there for the Lancers, can't convert as Victoria Brody, you're right, John, does an excellent job there to gain control and dribble that ball out of trouble.
It was a beautiful crossover move there by Brody, but unable to get the points on the board.
It looks like Victoria Brody has drawn the Jenny Thompson matchup here as they look to go at each other again. Thompson with a hard foul. It'll be interesting to see who this goes on. It'll either be on Brant or Thompson.
It's a charge.
Oh, it's against the Lords.
I don't like that call at all. She moved into the territory against Brody. I don't like that call, but I mean, I'm not paid to make those calls.
Emily Glendenning getting charged with the foul there for the charge, the 3rd-team foul for the Lords. Yeah, we both saw that there live, John. It certainly looked like it was going to be a foul against the Lancers, but the officials say no, and that's why they have the whistles. Good
Lords
defense there. That's excellent.
Good job being sticky there, playing man defense.
Down by 5 in the first half. Got to start putting a little bit of pressure on, and you have a couple fouls to give, but you don't want to get in trouble. As we've seen, Jenny Thompson is effective from anywhere, and that's the last place you want to put her is at the line. Lancers continue to move the ball around here.
Great job there by Navarro, forcing, and again, another great job defensively there by Navarro.
Alicia Navarro coming off the bench to make an excellent defensive play. 30 seconds left on the clock here. Nice pass inside for Chamberlain, but she can't get it to go as this defense of the Lancers is exceedingly good. Brittany Mason there with the stop underneath the basket, and she carries the ball up the court now, going one-on-one against Chamberlain. 15 seconds on the game clock, 13 on the shot clock. Lancers will have to get something going here. Moving that ball to Jenny Thompson, but Victoria Brody does a good job to get a hand in there.
You really want to call her Maddie Thompson?
I don't know why I want to call her Maddie Thompson. I'm having an issue here, but we'll get through it. We'll just call her Thompson. Yeah. Thompson with the inbound there. One-on-one, nice pass out, but a better block there by Kiera to come behind. Time winding down on the clock. A kiss off the backboard, but not able to go as the Lords do an excellent job there on that last possession, John, to stagger the Lancers and not allow them to come away with points.
Yeah, I don't think the Lords truly believed that the Lancers were going to use just Thompson, Wiggins, and Mason for the primary of their offense. That's why they came out the way they did, but they realized closer to the end of that quarter that that's what they were doing, and they started playing stickier defense on those three, and yeah, it worked out for Durham. It really did. You've seen the Lancers not really be able to put any points up as the quarter now does officially end. The referees have put some time on the clock.
I was looking down. I trust you.
The Lords just dribbled it out. I figured I'd explain that to our viewers as to why the horn just went twice.
That was gone to me. That quarter was over. That's just a wasted time from both the officials, the game clock, everybody here. That doesn't make any sense to me.
But
anyways.
Yeah, the Lords definitely realized that. They played stickier defense in the second half of that quarter there and forced the Lancers to move the ball. They weren't able to get as easy of a run. The Lords need to continue doing that in the second quarter as bossman Chris is giving out gloves. It's a chilly day out there today.
Giving swag away here at the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center here in North Oshawa. Come out and support the Lords. Get yourself some free swag. And tonight, come out and support Bell Let's Talk.
Bell Let's Talk. You know, let's, as we got here on the front, end the stigma, Joey. It's time.
End the stigma for mental health in the Kate Burness Media Gondola. I should have tweeted at her. Let her know.
Hashtag Bell Let's Talk Day.
I did want to mention quick, Johnny, as we bounce around here as we're waiting for the second quarter to start. I thought the Loyalist Lancers did a much better job at contesting some of the Lord shots in that second half of the quarter too. Durham had some wide open looks early. They capitalized on them, jumping on the board with a couple threes. But I thought Loyalists did a good job of taking away the deep ball and forcing the Lords to come inside the basket where they've been strong underneath, have these Lancers.
Yeah, I agree with you. As we see Keisha Arthurworthy check back in for Emily Glendenning, I kind of thought that the play for the Lords underneath the net was actually a little bit sloppy for me.
Yep, I would agree.
When Chamberlain came in, she just kind of, it seemed like she was forcing the shot up a little bit quickly. I get that you have to be quick down there. You're going to get the ball blocked if you take too much time. But, try and make a better shot. Lords do need to move the ball around more to get open, in my opinion. We'll see what they can do here in the second quarter, try and close the gap.
And we are underway here. Alicia Navarro, Keisha Arthurworthy, Jocelyn Kiera, Victoria
nice
Brody, and Emily Glendenning on the court for the Lords. That's a steal by Brody, but just that pass too hard to handle.
Sauce.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times here from the Lords. Just a little too much heat on those passes, and then bouncing out of the offensive hands.
Alicia Navarro trying to settle the referee that was off the Lancers. He wasn't having any of that, and she shook her head, yeah.
Hey, you can't at all blame her for trying. As a nice pass there from Jenny Thompson, kicking it in to Brittany Mason, showing a little bit of chemistry there. And Arthurworthy, good job underneath the basket to contest the Mason shot, and the Lords come away with the rebound. It's Victoria Brody coming down the court now. Nice pass inside to Navarro. Navarro's going to get called for the travel there. Yeah, I think you could have called it either way, John. That's a tough break there against the Lords, as after a high-scoring first quarter, we've gone back and forth here without a point. 40 seconds into this one. This is
the men's basketball team has just joined us in the front row here.
As they're hanging out, supporting the girls early. I think that's a New Orleans Saints hat I see from, I believe that's Fun Show.
It looks like it. Sorry, Fun Show. Minneapolis and Minnesota. Someone should let them know that the Patriots are in the Super Bowl.
Someone should let them know Tom Brady's about to win 7. 6?
Six.
And next year will be 7. That's cockiness from a Patriots fan. I apologize. Anyways, Mason at the line here, and she steps up. Plank made the first one, misses the second one. Oh, this is Brant, excuse me, as I can't see her number.
Brant, 70% or almost an 80% free throw shooter, misses both.
Yeah, that's not good there from Brant as the Lords come back the other way. Kirby trying to get her first points of the quarter, drives hard to the basket, draws the foul there. As the referees are going to convene,
I don't think so.
The back ref,
they're going to charge her with a.
Is he going to say her feet were set?
Yeah, offensive charge.
And he does. Wow. Oh no, that's
blocking foul. The other referee has overruled him.
So that's going to be the blocking foul. The back official comes in and makes the call. The head coach of the Lancers doesn't like it overly much, James McCourt, but nonetheless, that is the call from the back referee. And
I like seeing that, you know, one referee has a better look at it and he comes in and tells them,
just convene and make the right call. That's all you can ask for.
That back judge had already made a charging call too, an offensive foul call against the Lords, and the second one in a row may have gone the wrong way for the Lords emotionally, so I'm glad to see that one get turned over, even though they didn't get any points out of it.
As I just booked some guy taking a Snapchat from us on the far side. I don't know what he's doing, but if he thinks we're interesting, good for him. Back the other way. That's a long floater up. Trying to get the layup to go there was Antria, but she can't get that to fall. And Kirby once again carries the ball up the other way. And once again, John, we see a pass with just a little too much sauce on it, and the Lords struggling to find their offensive rhythm here early in this second quarter.
People always be taking Snapchats of us. Man, we're D-list celebrities. Durham level celebrities.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it, yeah.
The only person who knows who we are is Amanda, because she stands beside us here in the booth.
I'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen. No, literally, I will be.
Yep, every day. Welcome to Durham Broadcasting. This is Kirby with a long pass looking for Kiera. Kiera thought about shooting, decides to dribble it in, finds Arthur Worthy underneath the basket.
Where's the call?
I thought that was
one.
There it is. Arthur Worthy looks like she got fouled underneath the basket there. It certainly looked like there was contact. No call from the official, but she does a good job there at not getting frustrated, getting her rebound, putting the two in, and drawing another one here.
Still waiting for them to put the two on the board. There we go.
There we go, as the Lords trying to cut this lead down to 2, and that just doesn't go as Arthur Worthy rims it out.
Lord's ball, though, as it went out off the Lancers.
And that's a good break there for the white and gold and green.
It's about the only time you'll hear us cheering for gold and green.
Yep. As we that wasn't good, as that hits off the foot of Victoria Brody. And
that's still going to be Lord's ball, though.
I have no idea how that's Lord's ball, but we will take it. Will the Durham Lords? As
Dender checks in.
Dender and Glendenning come in as Brody and Ray come out.
Looks like Kiera and Brody.
Kiera and Brody. Jocelyn Kiera, the only name not on my sheet that I have to memorize.
Just write it in capital letters on your forehead. No, I'm kidding. You won't be able to see it then.
That's what I got you for, buddy. As that's inbound there. That wasn't a great pass from Dakota Kirby, as it's easily intercepted by the Lancers as they
Thompson,
come back
of
up.
all people, there's a steal.
Shocking, as that's a hard defensive play by Kirby. No call that as she knocked down Brant. Hanging on to it here is Archia. She has it from beyond the arc. She's looking, drives hard there. Nice pass in, but unable to get it to go is Kirsten Brant.
I'm going to save you. Ari Chara.
Ari Chara? That is right. You're right. Arichia? Oh.
Ari Chara.
Ari Chara.
That is the pronunciation I received from our crack staff, Eric.
Yeah, our staff. We have one guy. Eric does a great job. Ari Chara.
He's our assistant.
I apologize, Brianna, and any of the Ari Chara family. I hope you're listening in from Ottawa. I really do. 21 to 18 the score here.
Durham Lords Network.
Yeah, John Lodge and Joey Chapman with you, as that's a nice free throw made there as Kirsten Brant steps up. Makes 2 for 2 at the line. 23-18 now. Back the other way. Here comes Dakota Kirby. Kirby one-on-one against Thompson. Thompson giving her room to shoot, and she elects to pass it off. It's Dender for 3, and Maddie Dender almost kisses the ceiling with that ball, but it drops in no problem, and the Lords have cut this Lancer lead down to just 1. Thompson gets the ball back. She kicks it over to Mason. And that's a nice pass there. She found Katie Wiggins. And the big 3 for the Lancers, hooking up there. Thompson to Mason to Wiggins, and it's in the basket. Driven hard there by Kirby, and that clanked off the side of the backboard and up to Thompson. Thompson has it now, guarded by Navarro as they've switched it up again, the coverage. Kirsten Brant drives hard on Arthur Worthy, passed out to Wiggins. Wiggins from deep, and that doesn't go. The long 2. Ari Chera has it again, has a good rebound there from the Lancers. Double covered as Dender comes in, and Dender's looked like she's going to get the call against her there. Yeah, Maddie Dender. Yeah, for sure. Definitely some contact. And that will be the third foul, excuse me, as we're slow on the clock.
Yeah, clock's been a little bit laggy, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Probably someone who's not quite used to doing it. We have some new staff down there.
New staff. Blame the new staff. Third team foul for the Lords in this quarter. Lots of time left as they have to be careful here. Nice block by Arthurworthy. All ball there. Keisha Arthurworthy, a huge block on Brittany Mason. Back comes Kirby. She passed it quickly. Kirby for three, and she gets it. Dakota Kirby makes her third three of the night, and just like that, we're tied at 24s. And the crowd is getting wild here at the CRWC, making some noise, trying to cheer on their Lords. This is Thompson, her first shot in a while, and her first miss from beyond the arc tonight. But a good rebound there from Katie Wiggins as she puts the ball home.
If it's not Thompson, it's Wiggins. If it's not Wiggins, it's Mason. The Lords are doing a good job so far, but they need to keep it up.
As that pass is intercepted by Kirsten Brandt, a player who has impressed me in this game. Seems to be the fourth wheel alongside the Mason, Wiggins, Thompson train.
Thrown out of bounds though by Brandt. Lords will have possession.
As a couple changes here, as it looks like Chamberlain comes back in. So does Jocelyn Kiera for the Lords. Maddie Dender stays out here. Emily Glendenning for three, and she makes it. And that's a couple quick threes here from the Lords, and they have their very first lead of the night.
It's a great job here by the Lords, putting this game together, coming back, playing better defense.
And the crowd getting into it. This is Thompson. She got the rebound. She kicked it out to Wiggins. Wiggins trying to find Archeria. She has it, and that's a deep three. Archeria. Am I saying that right? Arichara.
Think Boston Bruins.
Yeah, okay. That's a good call. Arichara with a deep three there. That was almost as high up in the air as Dender's, as she's fouled hard there by Arichara.
She'll go to the line to tie the game here.
That will be the third foul of the quarter for the Lancers as they make a couple substitutions here, as number 21, Kristen Miracle, comes into the game, as well as, I believe that is number 7, Haley Van Rosen.
We had a high-scoring first quarter. We had 22 points scored by 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and now it's at 29-27 for the Lancers. Shows that the Lords have been able to step up their defensive game, not giving up so many, and the Lancers have kind of lost it a little bit defensively. They're struggling to find a way here. Great job there by Kiera.
Great steal by Jocelyn Kiera to turn it around. That was
just as I was saying that, Lancers were trying to find a way to answer back. Nice. What a shot there by Brody. No, not Brody.
That was Kirby.
Kirby, sorry.
Got that to go. You're right, John. As that's faked there, tossed inside to Markle. Markle has it, kicked out to three, and a deep three miss there by Van Rosen, coming into the game and trying to shoot bombs from beyond the arc. Kirby guarded heavily there. She kicked it up to Chamberlain. Back to Chamberlain underneath the basket. Gets her own rebound, but again can't get it to go. But another good rebound there. She kicked it out to Dender, who gets it. Maddie Dender, after back-to-back boards from Emily Chamberlain, comes away with a three, and the Lords' lead is now 4.
It's a great job there by Emily Chamberlain, cleaning up the mess a little bit and getting it out to Dender. She was a little bit quick on the trigger, I found, underneath the net again, but great job recovering, getting those boards, and getting that three, or getting the ball to Dender for the three.
As Wiggins missed a three and the Lords come back, it's Dender again, and she goes! Maddie Dender, back-to-back threes from Pickering, and the Lancers are forced to call a timeout, down by 7.
Lords, great job there, getting their backs against the wall in that first quarter. Guaranteed Coach LaFontaine had something to say to her team. They came out on fire in this quarter, Joey. Like you just said, opening up a 7-point lead on the back of back-to-back threes by ex-Blue Shoes, Maddie Dender.
The former Blue Shoes, Maddie Dender. Maybe the new kicks are working for her. New year, new you, and Maddie Dender killing it from beyond the arc here after struggling to find her range in the first quarter. Certainly not having that problem right now.
Lord having a little bit of fun with the fans, bringing out the water bottles to make some noise.
As I have to send a message quickly to our fearless leader, Christopher Cameron, as he forgot to switch over the stream again. Shocking. Shocking.
Georgian Grizzlies volleyball.
Yeah, I know. This isn't. I thought I was watching the wrong thing. But no, our boss just messed up again.
Missing a volleyball net.
Are you listening? Can you hear me now? I don't know. I don't see him in here, so maybe I'll send him a text.
He was literally standing right there.
He does that. He disappears.
And then
he's probably home, to be honest. He went home. Game 1 of the doubleheader. Why not? I haven't seen Dennis all day.
The Lords underway here. Good job there by Dender, playing great defense. Glenn Denning getting her hand on the ball. Gets it over to Kirby. Gets it to Kiera. Kiera back to Dender for 3. Dender looking for her third. Unable to get that one, though. As Arichara with the rebound moving up the court here. Looks over to Thompson. And Thompson with that awkward delivery. Unable to get that one.
Wow, Jenny Thompson. That's back-to-back misses from Thompson after going 3 for 3 to start from beyond the arc. Really cooled off here, and the Lords certainly taking advantage. And it's Wiggins as that ball goes out of play, and it will be last touched by the team in white. And it will be a Loyalist ball here. 3:01 left on the clock. Both teams tied with 3 fouls, 18 on the shot clock. It is Arichara. I like the Chara thing. That's a good tip there, Johnny. As this
That's how I remembered it.
It's kicked into Miracle. Miracle has it, using her body underneath. Almost missed that pass there to Katie Wiggins. Wiggins kicked it out there. It's Van Rosen with the clock running out. Shot clock expires. That didn't go. And
Great
that's going to be a
job
violation.
On the defensive end there by the Lords.
And it was Emily Chamberlain with her hand in the face of the Loyalist player as that shot clock expired, and the Lords take this 7-point lead and come back up the court. It is Jocelyn
I have located
Kiera.
our fearless leader.
Fearless leader, I texted him. He didn't text me back, so I ignore him. A deep 3 here taken from Kirby, and Kirby gets it. The lead is now 10, and the Durham Lords answering from beyond the arc, and they can't be stopped right now.
I could see it, I guarantee you, in Van Rossum when she passed that back to Arichara. Little bit of disappointment that they're now down by 10 points after having the lead early in this game.
Frustration has to be mounting on the Loyalist Lancers bench right now, and the Lords full of confidence, lots of life on their bench, and the Lancers making wholesale changes here as it's going to be 8, 14, and 4 coming into this game. So that's Bryant comes back in. Casabocco comes in for the first time. And 14 was the other, and Mason comes back in as well, excuse me. As this is Thompson with it now as the noisemakers starting to be loud. To be fair, those aren't noisemakers. Those are water gallon jugs they're smashing on with hockey sticks, but it's effective.
Yeah, it's definitely disruptive.
I like it.
You know, the Lords playing a great game after having a tough one in Seneca. I had talked with Coach LaFontaine previous to this game, and she expressed to me how they maybe didn't get a couple of the calls that they were looking for playing in Toronto, but they were looking for a good bounce-back game here and get this second half kicked off right, you know, get back on the right foot here and try and climb in the standings. Off to a good start here at home. 39-30, 9-point lead, 2 minutes left in the first half, Joey. LaFontaine must be happy.
Coach for sure has to be happy with how our team has responded here in this quarter. Home games so important as the schedule winds down, John. After tonight, Just 2 games for the women here at the CRWC as they try and push towards the playoffs. Dender kicks that off the back of the rim as she can't get that 2 to go from about 12 feet. Nice play there as the Lords intercept it, kicked off the glass and gets it to go as Emily Glendenning steals the ball and gets the 2 points. And the Lords up by 11 now, and this is their largest lead of the night.
Now, believe it or not, Maddie Dender has changed her shoes again.
Wow, white shoes for Dender now. Maybe can't be stopped. Don't matter the footwear for little Maddie Dender. You can put her out there in her bare feet, and I bet she'll make it from beyond the arc. This is Navarro. She kicks it out to Kirby as they've slowed things down here with a minute to go in this first half. Dender. This is Kirby now with it. Kirby looks a long pass over to Dender from 3, and Maddie Dender gets it to clank off the rim just as time expired off the shot clock.
She had to readjust and rush that one. She was racing the clock.
Yeah, very quick attempt there from Dender. Good job there to draw the foul on the shot.
Gets 3.
That might have certainly impeded her stroke there. I didn't see the foul, but she's going to the line for 3, and the Lords an opportunity to go up by 14 as they're going to call their first time out of the night.
Who would have thought, Joey, that I would have been talking about Maddie Dender's shoes in this game so much?
Well, she's changed her shoes twice. She showed up with new shoes for the game. She changed them after the first quarter or somewhere through the second quarter. That maybe it has something to do with, I'm just spitballing here, John, but we saw Maddie Dender go down in a little bit of pain back before the break. Maybe the new shoes, some new support. It looked like it was an ankle or a knee injury.
Maybe some high tops.
Yeah, maybe just a little more support. I believe it was her ankle area that looked like it was bothering her. And so maybe just a little bit more support, or she's trying out new shoes. Who knows? Or maybe she just likes the new look. She got tired of the blue shoes.
No, I think it's more about comfort, because that's why you change your shoes in the game, right? You change them because maybe your feet are a little bit sore. You're trying to break them in or something. So there's definitely a reason, and who would have known? We're sounding more like gossip report now. So let's get back to the game at hand and talk about what really needs to be talked about. This Lord's comeback, now up by 11, could be 14 after Dender's done at the line. What a great job by this team. What adversity.
Yeah, it's been excellent, John, and they've really just been led by the 3-ball here. Dender has gone on fire from beyond the arc. So has Kirby. Glendenning steps up with one of her own, and the good defense mixed with 3 balls, and all of a sudden you find yourself on a run like the Lords are now, and I believe it's a 12-2 run they're currently on. As Dender missed her first one, she gets the second one to go. It's a 12-point lead. And the Lords, I didn't see this before, but it's good to mention now, the Lords are at 5 fouls, so if they get one more, the Lancers will go to the line and shoot 2. The Lancers have 4 fouls. They have 1 to give. This is Mason coming back up the court with 37 left on it. Thompson has it now. Kick back out to Mason at the top of the 3-point line. She's covered by Glendenning. It's kicked out to Thompson, guarded by that was Maddie Dender, but Thompson gets her first points of the quarter to go, and Jenny Thompson's certainly going to be disappointed with how she played in this quarter, as that's really been the biggest difference, I feel like, for this Lancers team, is Thompson's quieted down and they haven't had the responses for this Lords team offensively. 14 left on the clock, no time on the shot clock, because this is going to be it here. Navarro back to, and this is Kirby now. Kirby taking her time. She lets a deep 2 go, and Dakota Kirby clanks that one off the rim. A bit of a poor shot selection, but nonetheless, the Lords will go into halftime with a 42-32 lead. And John, you can't have drawn it up any better at this point if you're Coach LaFontaine.
Yeah, what a great job. Like I said just before during the free throws, good job of adversity here, showing adversity here, or against adversity. Sorry, I'm describing it incorrectly. But yeah, great job by the Lords coming back in this one. They could have given up. You know, the Loyalist Lancers, they were playing outstanding, just draining them from beyond the arc in the first quarter. You had Thompson going off, Wiggins going off, but the Lords said, "Nuh-uh, we're not going to go away that easy." They went in to that first quarter break, readjusted their defense, played more man defense, and stuck to the Lancers. They realized where they were keying in on, and they made it more difficult, which helped in the comeback. Also, though, I think the Lancers kind of got on their own backs a little bit, and were a little bit of woe is me. How did we blow a lead and then get down by 10 points? Their defense struggled a little bit for Loyalists, and it left the Lords open for those wide open threes by Dender and by Kirby. So great job by the Lords. 10-point lead going into the break.
Certainly a tale of two quarters for the Durham Lords. They will look to continue to build on a strong second quarter when we come back in about 13 minutes time. John Lodge and Joey Chapman with you inside the CRWC on Bell X Talk Day. We'll be back in about 13 minutes. And welcome back inside the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center as we are just 34 seconds away from the second half between the Durham Lords and the Loyalist Lancers, and we've had a good basketball game for you so far this evening. The Lords opened up the first quarter with 16, but came out strong in the second with 26, led by none other than Maddie Dender and her three-pointers all in that second quarter. Joey Chapman, John Lodge with you. John, it's been a good first half of basketball.
It's been a great first half of basketball on Bell Let's Talk Day here at the CRWC, and as predicted at the beginning or before the game, Jenny Thompson, Katie Wiggins leading the Lancers. Wiggins with 12 and Thompson with 11. 2 for 3 from beyond for Wiggins and 3 for 4 from beyond for Thompson. But that is literally almost all the points scored by the Lancers. Only 3 points from three other players. Brandt scoring 3, Arichera scoring 3, and Mason scoring 3. So the Lancers not getting the scoring spread out that much, while the Lords, Dender with 13, Glendenning with 10, and Kirby with 11. Great job spreading out the scoring for them. And that looks to be the difference for the Lords as we kick off this second half here. Joey, I'll hand it over to you.
As Thompson misses that ball there, John, Emily Glendenning really is, I think, the difference in this game so far. 10 points, like you mentioned. To me, the biggest thing jumping out of the stat sheet, 5 rebounds from big number 4 for the Lords, and she's come to play here tonight. And Arthur Worthy has it. She's going to look for her here. She finds her underneath the basket and gets it. Emily Glendenning making me look good, making her 5th basket of the game. She's now at 12.
Yeah, definitely a key stat there, Glendenning with the 5 boards. I don't understand how Emerly Chamberlain only has 1 offensive rebound. I'm just seeing that now when she got 2 or 3 on 1 possession. So that's a strange stat for me. But yeah, Cruikshank huge, or not Cruikshank, sorry, yeah. Glendenning huge, already at her average of 10 points a game at the first half. See if she can add to it, and I mean, I don't see why she wouldn't. She's having a pretty good night.
As that pass in from Kirby finds Arthur Worthy underneath the basket, and the team leader in shooting percentage continues to do just that there. She puts that ball in, and the Lords have their biggest lead of the night once again. It's 12 over top of these Lancers, as that's going to be a step out there. Coming off number 14, Brittany Mason. Really the biggest struggle in the first half for the Loyalist Lancers is Miss Mason. 1 from 8 from the field, 0 for 2 from beyond the arc, and just 1 for 2 at the line. You said it earlier, John, 3 points for her, and she's a big part of this Loyalist Lancers offense. They're missing her contribution here tonight, and that stepping out of bounds there, not going to do lots for her confidence moving forward in this second half of basketball. Coming back up the other way is Brittany Mason, and she's stolen there as Kirby comes down. Nice pass to Glendenning, and Emily Glendenning gets her 14th of the night as the Lords continue to feed the hot hand, and that's just good ball movement there.
Great job there by Glendenning. And, you can speak to the Lords' defense there as they force Thompson into a bad shot.
Again, here's Dender driving hard, and she gets it to go. Maddie Dender, and the biggest lead of the night for the Lords continues to extend. They're up by 16.
Yeah, you can attribute the lack of points from Mason to the Lords' defense. 100%. It looked like it was going to be a Wild West shootout here, but the Lords have closed down the OK Corral, as you might want to say.
I like it, as Wiggins missed that shot attempt, and the Lords not letting up here. It's Arthur Worthy. That one hits off the back of the rim for the first miss for the home team here in this quarter. 3 minutes in. Both teams yet to give up a foul. Lords 50, Lancers 34 here inside the CRWC. This ball is kicked back up to the top of the key. It is Brandt trying to make a decision as time runs out on the shot clock, guarded by Arthur Worthy. She kicks it over, but can't get it to go. Once again is Brittany Mason, and she still is cold as ice from the field. Back the other way, it's Kirby. Looked like she was fouled there. She's looking for a call, but the official says no, and the Lancers grab the rebound. It is Arichara.
Lords have taken away the easy pass, Joey.
They really are doing a good job at forcing the Lancers to work for these baskets, and the Lancers don't seem to have an answer there as Glendenning's all over Thompson. And a good defense there. It was Glendenning and Arthurworthy teaming up in the leading score for the Lancers. And they come away with another stop, and this has been an impressive defensive effort here from the Lords. Just giving up 2 points in the first 4 minutes, and you know this Loyalist team has to be desperate. We're gonna have it's gonna be a throw in here for the Lords, I believe. As it was a bit of a scramble ball. No, it will be Lancers.
I don't understand how that wasn't a foul there. She hacked a hand to get the ball loose.
Yeah, it just seemed to be some confusion from both players on that. Not quite sure who was getting it, but Loyalist does, and they kick it around here. 16 left on the shot clock. Nice spin move there by Kirsten Brandt, but unable to get it to go is Brandt, and the Lords quickly back up the other way. Nice pass there as the Lords are starting to move the ball around, and Maddie Dender, nice pass to Emily Glendenning. She's at 16.
No matter, like you said before, it doesn't matter what shoes she's wearing, man. She's on fire tonight. What a pass.
Another good defensive play there by Kirby, getting her hand in the face of the Loyalist player.
That's going to be the Lord's ball.
And the Lords get the ball back here. Another stop for Durham, and coach has seen enough. That is Coach James McCourt for the Lancers, as a couple players come into this game. As Arichara comes out, so does Mason. Back up the court comes the Lords. Pass in there, looking for Arthurworthy, just too far, but Dender gets a hold of it. She kicks it back down to Arthurworthy, who gets it to go. Keisha Arthurworthy, with a defender draped all over her, gets that ball to fall, and the Lords now up by 20. This is Thompson has it now. They need an answer here due the Loyalist Lancers, as the Lords have taken control of this ball game. Deep three taken and missed as Kirsten Brandt clanked that one off the rim. Nice pass there by Kirby, finds Dender, and Dender gets it to go. And the Lords doing a great job at finding the easy pass and taking advantage, as they have taken a 22-point lead off of 14 points in 5 minutes. And the Lords feeling good here as the Lancers forced into calling a timeout.
Great job by the Lords finding that open man all the time underneath the net, you know, for the easy layup uncontested. But you can attribute all of this, Joey, all of it, to the defense of the Durham Lords. There is nothing for the Lancers. They have the outside three ball, and the person handling it is not comfortable shooting it on the outside. When Thompson has it, you have a man up on her constantly, get a hand in the face. Great job. Glendenning has been draped all over Thompson all night. It's been a great job by Durham, and what a game. First back for us, calling at the CRWC, Joey. Outstanding 22-point lead by Durham.
This is a lot of fun here, John, and the crowd is certainly getting behind their team. Eddie's out here giving Durham swag away as the Bell Let's Talk noisemakers certainly make this gymnasium feel like a home court advantage, something that has been missing, I feel like, from the CRWC. But Game Day doing an excellent job here at getting some atmosphere, and when your team can go on a run like the Lords have to start this half, I believe, I can do quick math, it is a 14-2 run the Durham Lords are on to start this half after finishing this first half on a 12-2 run of their own.
24-4 in the last,
let's call it 7-10 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say 10 minutes.
Yeah, whole 10 minutes of game time. The Lords just completely smothering the Lancers here, and they're playing like they have some unfinished business. The Lords, the number 9 ranked team in the province. John, first thing I said to you about this game was I was surprised the Loyalist Lancers weren't ranked. They had beat these Durham Lords at home back in November. They are a 500 team. The Lords are a game below 500 coming into this, but the Lords certainly showing the OCAA rankings why whoever's making the rankings are right, and I'm wrong, because the Lords have been the much better team here through 2.5 quarters. This is Victoria Brody taking a long pass there from Glendenning. Brody can't get that to go as she's checked into this game. So has Alicia Navarro and Jocelyn Kiera along with Emily Chamberlain off
Great
of that
steal there by Glendenning.
Nice as Victoria Brody gets it to go as the bench players come in for the Lords and immediately make an impact. The only leftover, Emily Glendenning, who has 16 points and is dominating this game below the paint.
Wiggins gets a 3-ball.
So only the 5th point of the quarter here for the Lancers. A deep 3 made by Wiggins. That was a good looking shot. They will look to build on that. Kiera has some time as the Lancers playing off of her. It's Navarro with it now. Alicia Navarro kicks it to Victoria Brody, and Brody takes a 3 of her own. Victoria Brody!
Bottom of the well there. Brody dialing it up from distance.
From Lindsay gets that ball to go. And that was a good looking shot as Victoria Brody, if she can heat up here, that's going to smell trouble for this Loyalist Lancer team. It's Thompson. She kicks it all the way out to Brandt. Brandt with a nice pass there to Wiggins. Wiggins clanks that off the rim.
Good job by Chamberlain getting up and getting in the face of Wiggins.
And a good job there underneath the basket by Emily Chamberlain, or Caitlin Crookshank, excuse me, to win that battle. No, sorry, that is Emily Chamberlain.
24, Chamberlain.
Yep, that was Chamberlain who did a good job underneath the basket.
Here comes Glendenning, see if she can force something here.
Oh, and good job. Emily Glendenning, an excellent defensive play there. She got her hand in the face of Kristen Markle. And the Lords
put a little bit of pressure there.
Glendenning for 3, and she gets it. Emily Glendenning having the game of the year so far. Gets that ball to go. And that is her 19th of the game as she has an excellent defensive stop and answers with it with a 3.
A little bit of ball movement there for the Lancers, getting the 2-ball. As Chamberlain underneath there, unable to get that one to go.
2 minutes left in this quarter. That is a foul on Jocelyn Kiera, the second of the quarter, excuse me, against the Lords.
Guarantee Coach LaFontaine in the pregame meeting here with her team keyed in on the fact that 65 points were scored by 3 players in the last matchup against the Lancers, and that is why we've seen such sticky defense from the Lords. They realize that so long as they cover those 3, that this game's going to be much harder for the Lancers to win, and it's played out exactly in the Lords' favor. Great job. Only 39 points given up with just 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. I can't even say anything bad about this team. They've been fantastic tonight. An
excellent job all around by the Lords, and they can't let up here. We have seen Jenny Thompson. She has all the skill in the world to put the Lancers back into this ball game. But a good end to this quarter here could certainly take all the wind out of the sails of this Loyalist Lancer team. As if you look over at their bench, the body language a little bit dejected as Emily Glendenning comes out of the game finally here in this quarter as she comes out and Kirby comes back in. I like that move by Coach LaFontaine, giving Glendenning a little bit more time on the court.
She'll probably
she's earned it. And she has definitely earned the opportunity, just 2 points away from 20 here on the night. And I would not at all be shocked to see Coach LaFontaine give her all the opportunities to hit that 20-point mark.
There goes Brody.
Good rebound by Brody. She comes down hard. It looked like she draws some contact. No call by the official. That was Emily Casabolo in the paint, doing a good job there, keeping her feet on the ground and not getting called for the foul.
I think that was because she had owned that territory there. She had established herself as a defender, and Brody bumped into her. So good job by Brody not taking the charge.
Yeah, for sure. As Victoria Brody, I think she definitely would have liked the 2 points there, but all the way around, it's just been a strong night here for the Lords. They lead by 24 over this Lancers team. Nice play there underneath, unable to get it to go. Was Crookshank. Chamberlain, excuse me. I haven't seen Crookshank.
Oh, what a job there. That is Kirby finding Navarro for the open bank shot. Fantastic pass. pass.
That's what the Lords have done so well here in this quarter, is making that one extra pass and giving a teammate an easy shot. That is a miss from Thompson, as Jenny Thompson has gone cold. And
they're forcing the Lancers into making fringe 3 shots to try and get back into this one. 26-point lead for the Lords with a minute to go in the third. What a great job.
It's great to see all the support out here inside the CRWC on Bell Let's Talk Day. And looking down in front of us, you see lots of other teams here from the Durham network of school. I don't know, the Durham athletes? Yeah.
From campus.
From campus, there it is.
Campus
Our
athletes.
campus connection of all our athletes here. You see the men's baseball team is here. You got some women from the softball team here cheering on their teammate Emily Glendenning, one of very few two-sport athletes here at Durham College.
Yeah, you were telling me we've got a few though.
We got a couple. Spencer Edwards, volleyball player, we saw him last night. He also plays for the baseball team. We saw him, and I saw him at the OCAA Provincial Championships. Edwards was a very good player for the Lords, and he has continued to play well on the volleyball court. Lucas Pitchell, his teammate on the volleyball team, is a golfer for the Durham Lords men's varsity golf team. So some multi-talented athletes here at Durham, and it's good to see some of them here. I don't see Lucas Pitchell, but it wouldn't at all shock me if the volleyball team make their way here. They could even have practice.
I think they're in Centennial.
Oh, that's right. They're in Centennial. They're not going to be here. I said that like 15 times last night. They're going to be in Centennial tonight playing volleyball, and I just completely forgot about it. As this deep three is missed as time expires from the Loyalist Lancers on that shot clock. 19-9 left here in the third quarter. Lords up by 28, and this is
Lords just
becoming
need
a laugher.
to take it slow here.
No reason for
rush.
Jocelyn Kira to rush this ball up the court here, but
Or
the
you
Lords
could.
do that, and when you have excellent ball movement and can find the open player like that, why not extend your lead to 30 going into the fourth quarter? As Thompson tries to crush that and can't get it to go, and just like that, John, a 28-point quarter is concluded by the Durham Lords, and a 20-point difference in scoring in that quarter, John. 28 for the Lords, just 8 for the visiting Loyalist Lancers. Coach LaFontaine has to be thrilled with what she's seen.
Yeah, I don't know what you could say really in the huddle. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, this game has been played great. It's been back and forth action, but it hasn't been too aggressive. We haven't seen a lot of fouls. The Lords do have 3 fouls, or had 3 fouls. I don't know if that gets reset.
It will get reset.
And you know, just a great job by both sides. We haven't seen too many trips to the line. That was a key thing for Thompson. She went to the line 15 times in the last matchup against the Lords. So the Lords keeping her off the line. Great job. 30-point lead. Not much you can say really.
No, for the Lords, they cannot have drawn this up any better coming out of halftime. You know, Coach LaFontaine wanted to make some adjustments. That second quarter, as huge as it was, seems dwarfed by that 28 points that they just put up here, John. And it seems to be the difference in this game is the top-heavy Loyalist Lancers have certainly been shut down offensively, and the depth of this Durham Lords team is shining through when you got players like Emily Glendenning, Dakota Kirby, Maddie Dender, Caitlin Crookshank, Keisha Arthurworthy, I'm not done, Melissa Navarro, and I missed one. Did I say Dender? Let's say Dender again, because she's been good. All with these opportunities to take and make threes, and there's just so much talent spread around this Durham Lords team. It gives Coach LaFontaine lots of options, and defensively they've done such a good job at shutting down Jenny Thompson that it certainly doesn't hurt them that Brittany Mason, has been cold as ice in that game. She went 1 for 3 in that quarter, I believe, and that was a long 2 she made.
That's the big one right there.
Yeah, I think so too.
You have Wiggins who's keyed in with a few points, and Thompson with a few points, but shutting Mason down to just shooting 2 from the field. Just a great job by the Lord's defense. They struggled a little bit out of the gate in the first quarter, but they got out of that first quarter, had the huddle, and they came out on fire. Great job. Like I said, I can't really say much. We give this team a little bit of trouble sometimes when they don't play as well as they can, because we see this potential in them. They're playing a great game. This is a great job. Let's just hope they can keep it going into that tournament coming up soon, Joey.
Yeah, going into the playoff, the new format this year. We were talking to the big boss, Chris Cameron, before yesterday's volleyball game, and they have changed up the playoff system here in the OCAA this year for the very first time. It's very similar in both volleyball and basketball. It's going to be a round-robin sort of tournament, and the top 2 teams from each side will play each other. That is the East and the West. So the Lords going to find themselves in the dance. All they have to do is heat up at the right time, and when they play like this, there's no reason they can't beat anybody in the OCAA when they play as a team and strong defensively like they have tonight. And I'm pretty excited to see how this team can do moving forward.
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to call
it.
it.
It's too bad. I'd love to be there. Maybe we'll talk to Centennial. I think that's where it is, right? I think. We can find out. We have the technology.
We have the technology.
We're literally both here with things in front of us that have Google.
As it looks like Crookshank has now checked in. She gets it over to Dender. Dender works the ball up the court.
She's just chilling, Maddie Dender, lots of time. Still rocking the white shoes, so she only the 1 shoe change here in this game for Maddie Dender.
The Lords are a little bit laid back right now with this 32-point lead. Kind of want to see them key it up a little bit here as Dender gets down court for the fast break. Gets the foul called there. Good job. Gets up no worse for wear. We'll go to the line and shoot 2.
I was down there at court level during the intermission, John, and Maddie Dender was riding the bike, rocking an ice pack on her left elbow. So something to keep an eye on, not her shooting arm. So hopefully she should be okay to continue, but something we will monitor, especially on those falls and hard fouls like that.
Yeah, she didn't look any worse for wear. That could just be a little bit of swelling trying to keep down, but we'll definitely keep an eye on it. She makes both from the free throw line. It's now a 34-point lead.
Here's your out-of-town scoreboard, John. Speaking of that game in Centennial, the Colts just won the 3rd set 27-25 as they lead the Lords 2-1. That game, I'm sure you can find if you go to the Centennial Colts social media. I'm sure you can find the link to that. But come back here and see the final score in this game as the men will do battle against the Colts coming up at 8 o'clock. Here we have a doubleheader as well as the men basketball team will take on these Loyalist Lancers and what should be a good matchup as Durham comes into this game 9-5 on the year, or excuse me, 8-5.
Denning down the court again, but blocked there by Thompson.
Loyalist comes into this game tonight 7-6 in the men's OCAA standings, just 2 points separating the 2 teams, so it should be a good one. Do not go anywhere. John Lodge will have that call for you on the Durham Lords Network at around 8 o'clock. This is a deep 3 taken from Kirby and can't get that to go as the Lords have certainly taken their foot off the gas here to start this 4th quarter, and that is certainly understandable.
Owasu checking in now for Crookshank.
Owusu coming in for the first time in this game. Sorry, it's my favorite name on the team. I'm not going to mess that one up. Owusu rocking number 52, or 54, my old hockey number. And she comes in getting some much needed playing time here as
Emily Glendenning, player of the game.
For sure. I haven't seen her make any more baskets, so I have her at 18.
Owusu making an impact. Gets her first one to go from underneath the net.
And we will certainly keep an eye out when Emily Glendenning reaches that 20-point mark here tonight. Kirby picks up.
She may already be there, to be honest.
I haven't got her written down for anything since that 3 ball. And if I missed it, I apologize, but I don't think I have. But it's been known to happen, so I can't make any promises, as that's going to be a foul there against Kirby as Thompson's taken down hard. It looked like their feet kind of just got tangled up on that one.
Hey man, you can't play soft. I kind of feel like the Lords have been a little bit soft offensively, not so much defensively, because the Lancers haven't really been able to put anything in, but offensively they've kind of, been throwing the ball a little bit around.
Nice steal there from Dender. She gives it to Glendenning. Glendenning looking for 20, and she's stuffed there in the key. Nice defensive play made by Erin Casabocco, and she comes in and stuffs the player of the game on that nice defensive effort.
It's the second time she's been stuffed on their last 2 attempts.
It looked like she wanted that 20 points. I'm sure she's aware of it, the way she went up for that ball.
Wide open and kick out pass.
That was the most wide open shot the Lancers have had since the first quarter, John, and they unsurprisingly find a way to get the rebound. And
Laura Mitchell, the receiver of that kick-out pass, and then she cleans up the mess, gets her own rebound, and puts it up and in for the first 2 points of the quarter. Lords have done an excellent job at limiting those wide-open opportunities here tonight. Been a big reason why Loyalist has struggled offensively, and it's very understandable why they've laxed a little bit here on both ends of the court as that ball rims out, as it's just not the night for Jenny Thompson, as once again that ball clanked off the outside of the rim, then the far side of the rim, and it's just not her day. The Lords not complaining at all, considering she put up 27 against them in their first matchup. A cold Jenny Thompson is exactly what the Durham Lords needed here to kick off their last 3 games at home here in 2018 before the playoffs start. I think we got a technical called here, Joey.
I guess so. I have no idea why there's a technical being called.
There was a technical called against the Lords.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it. I seen the referee make the call, and then the second referee, who is throwing the ball out of bounds right now underneath the net, he had made a second call. So, interesting. I wonder what the Lords got teed up there for.
Yeah, I have no idea. There didn't seem to be anything egregious happening down on the court.
Probably chirped the referee.
Maybe. When you tell the ref he sucks, he generally likes to give a technical.
Thompson falls down there. Glendenning with the sticky defense.
Who came in here? Number 32 for the Lords came in.
Getting a little bit heated here. The referee's getting in between them.
Glendenning in the middle of that too, and Emily Glendenning just can't keep herself out of the action here tonight, and that's exactly what the Durham Lords want from their 5'10" rookie, mixing things up with a 5th-year player, and she's getting under the skin of the Loyalist Lancers here tonight. Going to be interesting to see what the referees decide to do here. We haven't had any official signals. Trying to hear Eric. So a couple fouls, tough to hear what our PA man said, but both teams getting one there, as the fouls are now 4 and 3. Lords have 4, Lancers have 3. Lords are up by 23 at this point. 33. Oh, when did that get 33, John? As the Lords really just drubbing the Loyalist Lancers here, John, and this is a lot more fun to be on the winning side of a blowout than the losing side of a blowout.
Yeah, you kind of find yourself struggling with topics to talk about because you don't want to just continue hammering down the game, especially when it's 33-point lead. But just talking right now, or just thinking about talking topics right now, you look at the Lords, they are in the max penalty here for fouls, so the Lancers will shoot free throws all the way, and I believe that is due to 2 technical fouls. That's by my eye. Normally when the referee makes a T with his hand, that means technical.
You would assume.
I have been wrong before.
So have I. Up here, you never know. Sometimes these guys make these signals and they don't even know what they're talking about, but it certainly happened quick. So I think you're you're totally right there, John, because it was at 2 fouls, then all of a sudden the Lords were at 4, and now they're at 5 after that little altercation, let's call it an altercation between Glendenning.
Yeah, it's Glendenning and Thompson.
Yeah.
And I think it's just Thompson being frustrated. Glendenning has been on her all night. There's Glendenning for 3.
I did not see Raquel Clayton check into this game as she's getting some playing time here. Good for the second-year Whitby native.
Owusu with the steal.
And that was Archara with a poor pass there. And Owusu making her pay. Lords really slowing things down here. Maddie Dender hanging onto the ball. She kicks it over to Clayton. And this is Owusu now with it. Owusu kicks it to Dender, to Glendenning. Glendenning, time running out on the shot clock, excuse me, she drives. And that hits the backboard, looking from a foul from the ref. He says no. And with 5 minutes left in this ball game, the Lancers come back up the court the other way. Owusu going to take her second foul in a row here, as that's going to be on Brittany Mason.
2 shots.
It looked like she almost pulled her hair there as Mason just walked her on a nice little dribble move. And Mason, big opportunity for her here to get a little bit of confidence, as this has not been her game. Jenny Thompson checking out of the game for the first time tonight, John, as she played the entire first half, pretty much and I'm pretty sure she played the entire third quarter as well. This is the first time I can remember seeing her on the bench, and a very dejected looking 5 bench players for the Loyalist Lancers as they watch the clock slowly tick down here. It is Glendenning still looking for that elusive 20 points. Dender. This is Kiera. Kiera
huge block there.
That was nice. Once again,
Mason.
Yeah, Mason playing solid defensively here. She's picked up her game, and that's a travel as that was a break there for Jocelyn Kiera. She thought she was getting called for the foul for sure.
Oh, there's boss number 2.
Boss number 2 showed up not in Durham Lord's gear. That's not surprising. As this is Glendenning now, she kicks it over to Clayton. Clayton still has it, and she moves it over to Maddie Dender.
Try not to sound too bored, Joey.
No, never. As Dender kicked that over, and that was a deep 3 there, missed by Jocelyn Kiera. Don't see her take very many threes.
Oh, great steal there by Dender.
Dender, will she make a pass here? No, as she's fouled hard there by Ari Chara.
Almost takes it, the photographer.
As the dream team down there of Matt, and I wish I knew the gentleman's name. He's always down there with the camera.
I know he's a professor. That's all I know.
I see him at hockey games too sometimes, so he's around. He takes good photos. Oh, now there's 3 of them down there. The camera crew's getting all their shots in late, trying to see if they can get a good one of Maddie Dender for the Instagram post. As Dender makes that one go, the lead still 22. Lord's slipping just a little bit, but excuse me, 32. I keep wanting to say 22 because I can't believe they're up by so much here. 32 is the lead. 4 minutes left on the clock. 78-46 the score.
Full complement of subs looks like coming on here for the Lords. Got 4 at the bench.
As it looks like Zahira Gallimore is going to get her first opportunity in this game as well. As you're totally right here. Wholesale changes. The only player staying on the court for the Durham Lords is Jocelyn Kiera.
That'll be it for Glendenning, I think, tonight.
Probably. I'm sure Coach wanted to get over the 20. I don't know if they're aware of the stats down there. They're not looking at them.
I know just trying to get that W.
Yeah, they get them at halftime, but I can't imagine. I don't know exactly what they know or not, but definitely Coach LaFontaine giving the best player on the court tonight every opportunity to pad her stats. And,
eating them W's like Jameis Winston.
Certainly don't want to do that, because
that was weird.
I think they lost every game from that point.
Yeah, that was weird.
Don't be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whatever you do. Deep 3 here from Alicia Navarro, and the Lords keep piling on, and they break the 80-point barrier here. As they're just 4 or 7 points away from going up by 40 here on this Loyalist Lancer team. And this is going to be
that
huge.
Strong defense.
Archari with a deep three, and that's going to go. I could have told you that from the moment it left her hand. That was a pretty looking shot.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, high arcing ball from Archari, sparking some life here into the Lancers, but the lead is still 30 with 3:04 left. Victoria Brody airmails that one. Looked like there was a hand in her face. We'll give her that excuse. As Brody again, one-on-one against
it up
Mason.
there again.
And Brody tries to get the layup to go that time with her right hand, and that time it's an air ball.
Yeah, just unable to get anything on it both of those times. I think that second one may have slipped off her hand. See her wiping her hands off, so.
Yeah, just a little bit of sweat on those hands at the end of this game.
Hard work. Hard work produces sweat, and the entire team has been working hard tonight. Victoria Brody is not excluded from that. She's been very good, and she's been excellent at keeping her emotions in check, too. So, yeah, I can only say good things about this Lords team. They've been fantastic tonight.
Yeah, they are in the penalty here, but it hasn't been a lot of foul trouble for the Lords. It looked like they were going to take one there, and they don't, as that's going to be out of bounds, not a foul. And John, I think what's most impressive to me, despite the 81 points that this Lords team's put up, a huge offensive output for them. Their defense just giving up 51 so far with 2:30 left in this game. Just as impressive, because we haven't seen a defensive lockdown like this from the Lords, I want to say, all season long here at home.
I'm taking a look here.
They beat Algonquin 92-49, but that was at Algonquin.
I think that they held the Grizzlies to 46 on the 7th.
Yeah.
And then, they're almost, it's almost like...
So I'm right. It is their stingiest defensive effort at home so far this season.
Yeah, definitely at home. And you look at the score from the last time that we've seen the Lancers 76-59. Lords looking to do what the Lancers did to them and hold them to under 60. Good job defensively here by the Durham Lords at home.
That opportunity seemingly coming here as the best players for the Loyalist Lancers
it is getting crowded in here on the Lords side.
Lots of people turning up here for the Lords
on Bell Let's Talk Day.
Yeah, showing up and showing their support. My bag is sitting on a chair down there. I think I'm gonna have to move it. It's unfortunate. As we finally have some room up here in the Kate Burness Media Gondola up here at Durham College.
It's a spacious area where we call this game from.
It's also hot as hell up here, but that's neither here nor there.
They keep opening up that door, I'll be happy.
Yeah, the 15 people that have decided to stand beside us here in the broadcast booth certainly don't help with the heat. But it's good to have everybody here inside the gym and watching the Lords put on a show here as Victoria Brody can't get that to go.
The third air ball in a row. That must be frustrating for her.
The head shake, the arm is up in the air. Total disgust from Victoria Brody. She's better than that, and she knows it.
Hard to be frustrated when you're winning by 30 and...
It looks like she's gesturing to somebody.
Yeah, she's talking to a guy in the front row there who I think he just looked at her and told her to calm down probably. I mean, I can't really say. You're up by 30 points, right?
You're up by 30. There's only so much stress you can have when you're up by 30.
Frustrated, for sure. Especially when you get called for a foul.
Oh, yeah, and you miss a couple air balls. I looked to me like she was gesturing like she had been held. And,
she looked like it. And I mean, we don't know what goes on down there, especially in the crowd, right?
Absolutely not. We never claim to know anything, really. Full disclosure, we don't know anything.
Completely nothing.
Yeah, we're full of it. Check us out on John. What's the new show called, bud?
Let's
do some plugs. Yeah, let's plug it out.
Lodge on riotradio.ca. New time, 11 a.m. And my broadcast partner Joey Chapman will be joining me this week. And we've got lots of All-Star festivities this week across different leagues. We got the NBA All-Star Game happening soon. We got the NHL All-Star Game happening this weekend, and everybody's favorite All-Star Game, the Pro Bowl.
Dun 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 dun. I don't even think it's in Hawaii. Those poor
No,
bastards.
It's been in Orlando for the last few years now. They've taken it away from the great state, Hawaii.
Well, you never know when a missile launch is going to happen there, so I guess better safe than sorry. As it should be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it, John, joining you on the Sports Lodge. I like the new name. I like the Jake and John show too, but it's tough to call it that without Jake.
Yeah, I had to kind of rebrand, and you know, a little bit more of a pump. I'll actually have Jakey Boy on the show the week after you, so a little bit of a retro throwback on the Sports Lodge. I'll have my old co-host Jake Radford back, so make sure to check out the next 2 weeks with Joey and Jake joining me on RiotRadio.ca, 11 a.m. We'll be talking all sports. I'll be covering the Super Bowl with Jake, but definitely be talking a little bit about what happened in the Patriots game. Patriots heading to their 8th Super Bowl in the last 20 years. Great job there. Brody getting it done.
Oh, the wasn't for Brody. That was for Tom Brady and 8 Super Bowls. I don't know. I'm just screwing with you. Victoria Brody. Very nice looking shot there. And I don't know about you, John. I don't know how you're going to cover the Super Bowl. I'm going to drink the Super Bowl pretty much the entire time.
Yeah,
I'm not a nervous Pats fan or anything.
I may or may not be on the edge of my seat as I was during that Jaguars-Patriots game. And you know what? Hats off to the Jaguars. They played a great first half, but they fell victim to what everybody seems to fall victim to. And no, I'm not going to say the referees are in the Patriots' pocket. It's that three-quarter game everyone plays against New England.
Yeah, they had every opportunity, John, and for some reason they stopped throwing the football and were very happy to run it for 2.5 yards every time.
You could tell they were just trying to run the clock the whole time.
It's not like Doug Marrone is the greatest football mind in sports, but the Patriots will take it, and obviously Blake Bortles has his limitations, but to go into Foxborough and beat the Patriots, you got to play a perfect game, and the Jacksonville Jaguars were about 3/4 away from doing that, and it cost them a Super Bowl trip as the GOAT will go for a second hand of rings, and damn, that's just impressive.
Yeah, I got the 5 replica rings at home myself, so I'm gonna have to get a new case.
John, I'm not gonna lie to you, I laughed at that selfie you took on Facebook, rocking the Pats gear and the rep ring. It was very fandom-like. I respect the hustle out of that.
Yeah, I have a few Steelers fans on my Facebook. I just had to show them what it was like to represent your team in the AFC Championship.
It's nice when your team wins games they're actually supposed to win. I don't know what's going on here. Well, this game is just slowly ticking away.
Yeah, we got 33 seconds left of this one. The Lords now. It's now a 29-point lead, Joe. You can say
we're into the 20s now. The Lancers really putting a big effort in here late, trying to force something, and just if they can find a way to put up a point a minute and get some overtime.
Nice to see the Lords come up with a stop here.
And they do, as that's a good rebound there underneath the basket. Number 31, Jaden Bailey White. And there it is, getting her first points. 34, Stakina Gilbert. Haven't said her name all season long, and the way the bench erupted there, John, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's her first 2 points as a Durham Lord. Congratulations, Stakina Gilbert, the Owen Sound, Ontario native. Getting a big 2 points, not so much in the game, but for her and her confidence and for the team.
It's their second highest point total, too, right now. 88 points for the Durham Lords.
What's their highest, Johnny?
92 against the Algonquin Thunder. So great effort here by the Lords, seeing this after being down at the end of the first quarter. You know, it just speaks volumes. Coach LaFontaine and the women here, the Durham Lords, not getting down on themselves, rebuilding, coming back out of that first quarter break, and just doing a great job defensively. 90 to 57 will be the final on this one. The Lords with a great 33-point victory. What can you say, Joey? On now to the next game, which will be, as I check it myself, against the St. Lawrence Vikings at St. Lawrence. Will be February 2nd, 6 p.m. tip-off. The Lords look to continue their strong play going into that tournament we mentioned. Great job by the Lords.
An excellent game played here by the Durham Lords. They cap it off very nicely, a 90 to 57 victory over the Loyalist Lancers, and they move back to 500 on the season, and a win like that might just move them up the OCAA Ontario rankings. That's going to be it here tonight for our first of 2 broadcasts. Me and John will be right back in about an hour's time as the men's teams will face off. Make sure you tune in to the Durham Lords Network Thank you for joining us here tonight.